Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. I just a couple of episodes ago I talked about my father's birthday, which was actually it's today. Today is still the 24th, but by the time I get this video, it'll be tomorrow for most of us. So, which will be the 25th, which is Logan's birthday. I almost said my son's birthday. I'm still working on using the proper pronoun, which is it's hard for me to say they in the singular form, so that's difficult. And right now, Logan is still okay with he, but I'm trying to make that adjustment to just to respect Logan. But I wanted to celebrate him, or they, or she. Right now, Logan, we just went to Kaiser last week. Had a counseling session with a medical doctor about the direction Logan wants to go into as far as hormone replacement therapy, hormone blockers, and maybe on the way to sexual reassignment surgery in a few years. We don't know, but that's something Logan apparently really wants, and I got to support it as Logan's dad. Having said that, this is a big one. It's something you don't expect as a parent. But if you love that person and they're not hurting themselves and they're not doing damage to anyone, including themselves, I think you support it. So here we are. Turned 17 tomorrow, or today, as it were. We'll call this one the 25th. Happy birthday, Logan. I got Logan a card just to annoy him. Logan and I, as you guys know or have gathered, are big left-wing atheist nut jobs, and I got Logan a card at the dollar store that says "God bless America" in big old red, white, and blue letters on the front, and then on the inside said "and God bless you." And so I just wrote on to it, "Ha ha, happy birthday to my beautiful kid. Welcome to 17." So, what about this kid? How in the next 8 minutes? What can I say? Let's start with where he was born. He was born not too far from here, a couple miles west of here at Lutheran Hospital. When Dylan and I lived in Lakewood, he was born, like I said. My father really wanted him to be born on his birthday, and Dylan did not want that to happen. She was really like, "Oh man, your dad's already enough in our lives. I don't want him to have the same birthday as your father." And I go, "I don't either." And we got lucky, and he didn't make it by much. He didn't avoid my dad's birthday by a lot. He was born at 2:23 in the morning on October 25th. I believe it was a Sunday, maybe a Monday morning, but I can't remember. But this was kind of cool. There was a lunar eclipse that evening. I think it might have been the next night. I'm pretty sure it was the same day that Logan was born. I remember walking out of the hospital to get something for Dylan, and I look at all these people are looking up in the sky. Good Lord, that's a monster spider. Oh wow. I gotta show you this big boy. This thing, they call these cat eye spiders. Let me see if I can get a bead on this dude. Man, is he a monster. He's just climbing up. But these are so cool. You see that bad boy? You see him right there? Where is he? Okay. I hope you could see that. You can probably see him swinging in the background. I know that light isn't helping, but man, boy, is he a big one. Sorry about that. Oh man, wasted a whole minute on a spider that I might not have even recorded. Anyway, back to Logan. But I haven't seen a lot of those this year, so that was really cool. They call those just like a garden spider, a cat eye spider. He's a big boy. He's just repelling. I'm glad he didn't grab me. So back to Logan. So it was cool. It was a lunar eclipse, I believe, the same evening he was born. He had to deal with what's called bilirubin in the blood. I forgot exactly what it is, but the baby looks jaundiced. He's very yellow, and so they have to put him in this little kind of bassinet, like this plastic bassinet, and they have to put in these fluorescent lights that draw the bilirubin out of him, and it expulses from his body through this process. But they got to put a little basically a blindfold on him, so he can't see for like the first 3 weeks, because he can't be in there with those lights, or it would damage his eyesight. You don't get to hold him as much as he needs to be held. That was a rough first 3 weeks. It was really every time we could. They're like every 5 minutes you get to hold him. Like, okay, grab him, hold him as long as we can. Tick tock, tick tock. Get 15 minutes, you put him back again, and that was hard. Dylan had to feed him, when she could. So that was a tough beginning for him. And a lot of times it hasn't been easier on him. He's had a lot of issues with depression, OCD, So, and of course, this whole sex change thing, he hasn't always had easy. But all along the way, he is honestly, and this is a big part of it. He has a lot of Dylan's qualities, good, not so good qualities like OCD and depression. Amazingly wonderful qualities like intelligence and kindness. I remember when I was like the first out of my group to get married to Dylan. I said, "Why are you marrying her, man?" I go, "Because she's the sweetest, kindest person I know, or smartest, sweetest person, something like that. The brains and just a great person." And the same goes for Logan. I'm really proud to have this kid as my kid. Shows kindness all the time, super smart. I've watched him absolutely destroy people in Twitter debates. And it's funny because like people my age, and he's actually, debated me and done really well, and often had a good argument and often won those arguments. But he's just, these people will look at his profile on Twitter and go, "Oh, well, this is a couple of years ago." They go, "You're 15. What do you know?" He's like, "Well, apparently more than you, because you're just calling out my age instead of arguing the point." They get so pissed. They just stop. They would bug out like Top Gun, just Migs bugging out on this on this argument because this kid was owning them because he's that smart. And that's part of this what this generation is, right? They can get information and use it very well. We like to tease them a lot about their phones and the mouth breathing. Not all of them are mouth breathing, you guys. A lot of them are concentrating and focusing and learning stuff through this phone. That's the way Logan is. Logan's not even a big phone person, more like on the computer when he's home. And it's a beautiful thing. Really is a beautiful thing when you've raised an intelligent, kind person. As conflicted as he is about his sexuality or what he will become in the next few years, he's got it together in his head, and that's very important. And that makes me confident that he will have a perfectly good life from here on out. I will always be here to support him. And happy birthday. Still got 3 minutes to kill on Logan. I got a lot more to say. He did great during the divorce. It was rough on him. He was 7 when Dylan and I got divorced, it was a rough age. It was about the same age I was when my parents got divorced. So yeah, it's tough. And luckily, to my credit, I dug in there and I said, "No, you don't have to worry about me. I'm going to be there for you as much as I can." And now that has paid off, and now he's with me all the time. So is Dante, which is great. And I know I've mentioned a lot of these things in the past, but he had a hard time at first. It was really hard. He was acting out in school. He was acting out at home with his mom, sometimes acting out with me. He was even in therapy, which I didn't think he needed to be in therapy at 7 years of age, but Dylan had custody of him at the time, and that was the route she decided to go. And I know it was in her head and in her heart, that's what she thought was right. But at 7, I think it's very difficult for a kid to open up to a stranger, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist, and for us to expect to bear any fruit out of that. As our parent, as his parents, we should have been doing more of that. And so those were rough years. 7, 8, 9 years old were really tough for him. But he's grown a lot. He was in a school that was very supportive of him and supportive of kids that are almost too intelligent for their own good. That was the kind of an issue he had, and a lot of his friends had. Just not knowing how to deal with all that stuff going on in their head, because there's so much going on. He's got an IQ of like 140, and so there's a lot of stuff clanging around in there, and sometimes you don't know what to do with it. Let's get the candles closer as the sirens go off. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I guess I could find a lot more details. If there are any flaws with him, I would like him to get out more, get outside. I go for walks almost every day, and I would like him to get in on it, but he's not really into that, and I would like less screen time. But I'm also a realist. At age 17, I've done all the damage and all the good I can do for or to him, and all I can say is I hope that that I've given him the tools to be a successful adult. And when I mean successful, I don't care about making money. You guys know that about me. When I say successful adult, just have a happy life and don't be a suck on society. Just, I don't know. I'm not saying you have to be a super great worker or anything like that. I am just saying don't be a loser. Support yourself as much as you can, and just try to be easy on yourself and your family. I guess that's about it. Happy birthday, Logan. I know this isn't the best video, but it's the end of a long 9 days. I go back to school tomorrow. So do you. Love you, Logan. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. All right, bye.